some width from somewhere and get crosses in.
There might be something else on here for them all. Nick Henry, good covering back by Darryl Such. Oh dear, Redmond has let Robbins in here behind him. Beckford's on the near post. Oh, he pulled away to the far in the end. Jobson stayed on the near post, and his gamble staying there proved founded.
Well, that was better defending, but also the cross from Mark Robbins wasn't of the quality of Ian Culverhouse's for his own goal.
I think he thought that it was going to come to the far post. Goodness me. Allworth, let's say he had that covered from Phillips, but not 100% certain about it. Maybe
well, he didn't look happy, did he, for a minute? I mean, it looked a nothing shot from David Phillips. He's a long, long way out, and you think, well, he's just going to watch this go by, but suddenly John Allworth ends up scrambling and looking very embarrassed about it too.
It's at least 2 feet wide, Andy. Fox is onside. He has Robbins in the middle. That's the perfect ball. Must be a goal, and is. Now that really was very well done indeed by Norwich City. And although the goal goes to Robbins, his second, I think the credit has to go to Fox for the most astute early ball. That really was textbook stuff.
That's a great ball, and they're furious Oldham about an offside. I'm not so sure if he was. The ball's played, and he's pulled behind Neil Poynton, and he's away. Where the goalkeeper's going, I'm not really sure there, Ian, because he makes it a simple job for Will Fox to roll it across and say to Mark Robbins, here's your second, me man.
Well, Mark Robbins owes Will Fox a rather large drink afterwards in the players' lounge.
I think why they might be furious, though, the Oldham players, is I'm not so sure if Fox himself was offside. He made a very good run, but I think that Robbins himself in the middle, as the first ball was played to Fox, may have been in an offside position.
Well, we will try to reveal more about that controversial offside decision. The Oldham fans are absolutely furious. They feel their team have been robbed of a goal there. But the flag stayed down, and as they say, look in the paper tomorrow morning, it's 2-1 to Norwich.
Well, you said Norwich's away games average 5 goals a game. They're certainly on the way to that tonight.
Well, it's not half an hour, it's just coming up now. We've got 3 already. Will Fox on his return to the side with a decisive contribution with that second goal. Culverhouse. Here is Fox. Phillips. And that's curved in nicely and handled in the end by Beckford. This time the flag from Mr. Jim McGrath on that far side with the checked flag, there he is, goes up. He's the man who's getting quite a lot of abuse hurled in his direction.
That's a good decision, that one, Ian, and a difficult one, because Oldham took a chance and just ran out as the ball has been played.
2-1. I tell you what, Andy, I'd have a bet that that is not the last goal.
I hope you're right. Never tell in football, can you? But certainly the way both teams have started in the first half hour, it does suggest that there was certainly more chances, and it's up to the players then to convert them for us.
Could be the kiss of death, that. I'm bottom of the tipsters table at the moment.
No surprise here, though.
Neil Poynton making his 350th league appearance tonight. And he was voted second behind Tony Coton in the Manchester City Player of the Year poll last year, and a lot of the City fans were a bit surprised he was allowed to come down the road here to Boundary Park. Milligan tracking back well for Oldham. Redmond with a not very good ball. He's not having the best of nights, to be honest, Steve Redmond. Marshall is brought down. Just what Oldham didn't want, having battled their way back onto level terms, to give away a goal straight away like that, and in somewhat contentious circumstances from their point of view. The skipper, Mike Milligan. Holston doesn't get there, and Sharp can't quite keep it in. Let's get some touchline news from David Livingston.
Ian, the frustrations of Oldham over that goal are evident here, both in the dugout and on the pitch. The players are still complaining to the referee, and from the dugout there's complaints to the linesmen all the time. It'll be interesting to see whether that fires them up, or whether they can find it difficult to get over that tension and the frustration of the goal.
Right, Marshall feeding out wide intelligently to pick up Haller. Oldham with a lot of men in the middle. If Haller can find the cross, and he can't.
Well, it delayed too long, Ian. It's as simple as that. He had half a yard, he had an opportunity, he had three big men charging into the box. He really should have delivered it earlier.
He has another chance with one of the projected missiles that he calls long throw-ins. Redmond in hard on Robbins. And the chase really from Milligan was a definition of optimism. Oldham Athletic 1, Norwich City 2. Allworth. This time he makes a good connection with his clearance. Jobson for Oldham. Phillips for Norwich. We lead by 2 goals to 1. Haller chasing back. Such is the man doing the chasing. There's Redmond. And this time the decision, the flag going up, and ironic applause for Jim McGrath, the linesman on that far side. Every time he makes a decision.
I think we can have a look at the goal again, just to see if we can spot anything. Just watch as the pass is played. And I think we should look at probably Mark Robbins in this instance, as the ball's laid there. There's Redmond with his hand up, and Robbins at the top of the screen. I think that's where Steve Redmond is furious. That's what he feels. I think they were robbed a little bit, Oldham. But it really doesn't prove anything conclusively. I think we have to say that.
Robbie Hart, the referee, fully aware, I'm sure, that one of his linesmen is being given a pretty hard time out there. This is flicked on towards Olney, but Gunn so quickly off his line, as he was earlier on, with that marvellous reflex save to deny Olney. To hit it long, and this might drop for Henry. Well, he had to have a stab really, but it was not the spectacular finish he was looking for.
Well, it sat up invitingly, didn't it, for Nicky Henry there? And he's been the one that's looked a threat from midfield, and he's been the one that's been prepared to get forward and join up with the three. And he's a bit unlucky there, skipped off the ground, made it difficult for him.
Well cut out by Polston, but Norwich have given it away, and now Oldham have given it away. That wasn't too clever. That's better. And Fox can use his pace here, and he can cross. We've seen that already. He's done it again. That's another good cross to the far post. Charging him was Phillips, who couldn't make contact. And Milligan, in the end, with that cushion volley, ending the danger. Easy for Bowen. But once again there, Rule Fox and his ability to cross well at pace proving problems for that Oldham defence.
He looks a real threat tonight, and Neil Poynton really has to be on his toes, or he could be in for a torrid time if Norwich can get the ball to him. I think that's what Bickford and Will Fox give them for Norwich for me. They give them that little dimension of pace. I mean, exceptional pace, Ian, that can really trouble defenders.
There's Poynton, who has the hard job of containing Fox tonight. Henry trying to find a way through. Oldham look for the free kick, nothing doing.
That was closing people down like a 22-year-old there, Graham Sharp, wasn't he? Never mind 32.
The goal has been a weight off his shoulders, but there's plenty of weight on Oldham's shoulders at the moment, having conceded the 2. Haller, away by Butterworth. Poynton. Hit long towards Marshall. Well, one in the air by Polston. Oh, this is good play from Culverhouse. He did that very well. Left Poynton for dead. Chippy Crook, as the Norwich boys call him. Culverhouse, and this time Poynton does get there. And his touch wasn't too good. Henry wins it in the end, but Oldham just giving the ball away in the midfield a wee bit too much for their own comfort. That's a good ball from Butterworth to pick out Will Fox, and they're sensibly giving him a lot of it. Phillips, now Crook again, and now Fox again, and now he's got the chance to run at the defence. He elects to go for the first time cross, and again it drops dangerously. Nobody really claiming it for Oldham.
Can't believe he didn't actually run at Neil Poynton there. He's got frightened to death at any time he gets the ball, Fox, but he opted to cross it there instead of going at him. I'd be encouraging him if I was a Norwich player to run at Neil Poynton every time the ball came to him.
I'm sure he'll be told at half-time by his manager Mike Walker and his assistant John Dean to do exactly that. Six minutes to half-time. Oldham 2-1 up. Robbins has got them both on his return to the Greater Manchester area. I did say Greater Manchester. Redmond with the free kick for Oldham. Here is Jobson, and that will be Oldham's free kick. Crooks infringement. The ball was kicked away, and we're going to get a booking here.
I can't believe he's getting booked for this, I really can't. I mean, the incidents from him being brought down to Ian Culverhouse really just clearing the ball was a matter of a second and a half. The referee should understand that.
Culverhouse goes into the book. Now, you're right, Andy, this is a contentious rule because sometimes players are getting booked and they're not deliberately kicking the ball away. They don't realise that the game has stopped. I mean, he hammered that really, almost the full diagonal of the pitch, which, I mean, the players know the rules. Would he have done that, knowing the current rule? Now, you can write your letters into the Footballers Football Show and let them know about it, or the boot room or something. Let's get on with the game. Here's Poynton. Still dropping around dangerously. Henry. And Culverhouse did enough to deny Marshall. Ian Marshall, who was top scorer in Oldham's promotion year with 18 goals. Twice been voted their player of the year. And he must be thinking something's going to break for me soon. Henry.
I just wonder, Ian, as we approach half-time, if Joe Royal will be thinking about making a change and trying to generate some width from somewhere. I know he's got Neil Adams on the bench, who's a natural wide player.
Yeah, he can play wide on the left. There are the Norwich fans who've made that air trip, and some Springbok rugby fans there as well, with the England Rugby Union International. I suppose they're disguised, aren't they? Yeah, as Norwich City fans, or the Norwich fans are disguised as South Africa fans. I don't know which it is, but they're all in yellow and green anyway.
Let's go! Fucking hell!
Flanagan. Poynton. Now Marshall. What can Gunnar do? Onto the right foot. Henry. Marshall with the header. Lots of power. Not enough by way of accurate direction.
It's difficult when you're 18 yards from goal and the ball comes at you, you've got a standing jump. What they're looking for here is they're looking for the ball delivered another 10 yards nearer the goal, Ian, so that defenders are going back towards their goal and the strikers are attacking it. He didn't really want the ball played straight at him there, Ian Marshall.
Marshall looking this back, he's sharp, and Gunn is there quickly and well.
Well, conditions didn't help Graham Sharp there either, did they? As the ball bounced, it just skips away from him and into the grateful hands. Watch this, he's in the gap between centre-back and full-back, but just there it skips away from him towards the goalkeeper.
Oldham have probably had the bulk of the attacking, but in truth, Norwich, when they have come forward, their work has carried a wee bit more menace for me anyway. I don't know about you, Andy. Particularly through the avenue of Ruel Fox. Shaw makes it 2-2!
And who's to say he hasn't deserved it? And of all the chances we've seen in our 2 live games, I think this has probably been the most difficult of them all. But doesn't he take it very fair finish? Just what Oldham have needed, fractionally before half-time.
He really was. He was definitely onside, and of all the easy chances or easier looking ones that he'd missed in recent weeks, that, as Andy said, was very tricky, and he did it with expertise. Back come Norwich again though. Haller has missed his tackle, and it's gone out of play anyway.
Oh, they got out of jail there, didn't they? Oldham. Good at Haller, completely misses the ball. Darryl Sutch will be furious with himself that he allowed it just to drift out of play.
Ian Marshall, only his 2nd goal of the season, and that's going to make him feel a whole lot better about life tonight.
He had a little word with me in the corridor, Ian Marshall, before the game, Ian, and he said to me, "That's right, you had to show those missed chances again, didn't you?" And I just said to him, "Hey, there's no greater incentive for you now to go out and score then, is there?"
And he's answered you.
And he has. I mean, it's a great finish, it really is. He gambles with a little flick on here. He knows he's going to get clattered. And that, for execution, is quite brilliant.
Great shot of the goal as well, wasn't it? There was a kind of suspended drama then when the ball was in mid-air. Where would it drop? And to the delight of the Boundary Park faithful, it dropped into the net. Poynton's long throw, nodded on. Henry's closing in on this. Moment of danger then for Norwich. Not away net yet. Bernard!
Well, they're going to head the steam up now, haven't they, Oldham? And it's one of those situations where Joe Roy won't want half time to come now. As Paul Bernard almost just squeezes one in.
He looks about 12, doesn't he, Paul Bernard? He is under 21. Scottish under 21. There goes the whistle for half-time. 2 goals by Mark Robbins for Norwich City. But Graham Sharp and then Ian Marshall coming back each time for Oldham. It's a real entertaining game here. You're going to join us for the second half, I'm sure. Half-time entertainment, views of Carlton Palmer as well. Don't go away. Oldham 2, Norwich 2 at half-time.
And we've thoroughly enjoyed our first 45 minutes. 2-2 at half-time. Carlton Palmer, you fancied Oldham strongly at the start. Seen anything that changed your mind?
No, I think they've got to tighten up a little bit on the right-hand side, because I think Will Fox is getting a lot of the ball, and Culverhouse is doing well to support him and get him behind him. And if they do that, tighten up, then I think they'll win the game.
And of course they're coming down that hill in the second half.
That's right, yeah, I think they'll get a steam up. They'll get ahead of steam, and then perhaps Joe Roll might look to make a change and play a natural wideman and look to supply the big fellas.
OK, let's rejoin our match commentators, Andy Gray and Ian Dark.
Thank you to Richard and to Carlton Palmer and the sumo wrestlers and everybody else for the half-time entertainment. Hope you enjoyed that. Back to the football now. Oldham Athletic 2, Norwich City 2. Goals are plenty in that first half, and there are the two Oldham goal scorers, Mr. Marshall and Mr. Sharp, and they'll be looking for more in this second half as the rain, which has been falling most of the day up around Manchester, comes slanting down again, pretty heavily too at the start of this second half. No substitutions that I can see, and just to remind you, for those unfamiliar or who have recently arrived from Mars, Norwich City in yellow and green, Oldham all blue. The pitch, by the way, very, very soft underfoot indeed, although the referee said it's exactly the right surface for a cracking game of football. Is sliding off it, and that's of course the kind of surface, Andy, that creates a few defensive nightmares.
It certainly does, and as the game goes on, if the rain continues to fall as heavily in, you can see even more mistakes. But what it also encourages teams who like to pass the ball to do that, because the ball really does zip along the surface.
Doesn't look a bad crowd at all here tonight, not the best of goal kicks from Gunn. A slip by Haller, such closing in and still willing to give chase. I think probably they've noticed, Norwich, that Hallworth is not altogether comfortable with this new back pass rule and having to kick under pressure once or twice in the first half, and such following through there just to put him under a bit more. Henry was making a run, Sharp trying to get in behind. Holston got there in the end, and it's certainly the surface has got even more slippy. One or two of the players finding it hard to keep their feet at the start of this second half, noticeably so. Here's Haller, Sharp, Fox inside to Crook. Norwich City have twice been ahead here, twice they've allowed Oldham to come back at them, and you just wonder what the next twist in the plot might be here.
Well, they like kicking this way, Oldham, don't they? It's the preferable way for them to shoot second half. They're far happier doing it, and I expect them to try and exert an awful lot of pressure on Norwich.
This is Robbins, Such for company. Forward again, trying to pick up the run of Bowen, and in the end Redmond scrambles it away. Norwich can build again. Now Fox with chance here to run at the defence. Noticeably Oldham, every time he gets the ball now, drafting Bernard back to give some cover to Poynton. Fox has got it now. He has had this long time out of the team with the hamstring injury, and I suppose it's a question of how effectively he lasts the 90 minutes. Now Phillips has got him clear. No, he hasn't. Offside. Good ball from Phillips. Right ball. And Fox just a yard or so offside.
I think he's disappointed with himself more than anything. If you play in those wide areas, you can see right across the line, and he shouldn't be offside. But he just goes a bit too early, and he doesn't have to, but he's quick enough.
Sharp and Butterworth together. Almost dropping down on that far side for Bernard. Henry, who really is the dynamo in that Oldham midfield. He does so much work. He's played behind Haller, and Such, who's got some pace, is in here. Haller coming back at him, the Norwegian international. Still Darryl Such. Phillips, who can hit them with the right foot, and he's hit that one.
Yeah, I think he would have liked that to have dipped about 2 yards earlier. It just might then have caused John Hall with a problem, but as it was quite comfortably taken.
Such, he's going to try it from a long way, and again it's comfortable for the keeper, but yeah, you're right, Andy, if that one had skidded on the turf in front of him. Bowen, Robbins, Good foot in from Redmond. Norwich have it again. Such, who's causing a few problems down this left-hand side in the early stages of the second half. Hustled out of it by the little workaholic Henry. Marshall with the attempted dummy. Polston wasn't buying it, and Bernard won't be able to keep that in. Darryl Such, just 21 years of age. The Norwich boys call him Robocop because he runs and runs and runs and never runs out of energy, apparently. Good, effective midfield player and a talented youngster to have coming through at Carrow Road. Here's Marshall, only trying to get there, and in the end Polston did. Beckford can't control it. Now here's Henry. And Norwich bottle up Oldham here. Culverhouse gets it away. A bit more of a spring in Oldham's stride at the start of this second half. Giorgio Royals told them you can go out and win this now. Away by Bowen.
They don't have to take a chance, and again they're on the attack there, and they leave 2 against 2 at the back, trusting in their ability to defend. But I think we've seen already that trust can be misplaced at times when you're watching Oldham.
Bernard. Play on, says the referee. It was aimed towards Marshall, but it wasn't aimed well enough. Well, Ian Marshall, the one thing you have to say about him, he's always involved in things.
Good energy, and he runs past people, he runs behind defenders, and that's always a good sign in a front man.
Phillips, nobody making that run. And it was, in truth, a bit of a guesswork ball from Phillips. And the free kick. Well, talking about Oldham Athletic, they certainly have been welcome gate crashers to the big time, in my view, Andy, because they have that sort of unpredictable streak about them. They're inconsistent, they give away silly goals, but they score lots of goals, and you've got a fair chance of seeing an entertaining game if you go to see Oldham Athletic, and that's got to be good for football.
You've got a fair chance of ageing if you're the manager as well, though, haven't you?
Here's Poynton. The whistle already gone.
He's pulled him back, the referee, and he'll be disappointed that he just didn't allow. But they can never please everybody all the time, can the officials? If they hadn't got the free kick to be complaining, but great vision from Neil Poynton, wasn't it?
There's Joe Royal. 10 years he's been here. We're here with Oldham. Only Brian Clough, a longer-serving manager in the Premier League. Headed down by Marshall towards Henry. Sharp's there too, and Olney. Well, Marshall won that in the air, and it was a key battle that he won.
They've definitely got an advantage in the height stakes, Oldham. That's why you can always see them causing a problem or two from set pieces.
That's one, and it goes towards the far post towards Marshall. Danger's not over. Polston away. Now Henry. Redmond. Intelligently finds Milligan. Henry again, looking to slip that in behind those retreating yellow-shirted defenders. And good defending from Butterworth. Norwich defence being asked 1 or 2 searching questions. Sharp on the end of this one, and an important put in from Bowen, a vital put in fact. Here he is again, and that was cool from